Well, hello, everybody. Welcome home. Back in the kitchen with Tally Faye. I made it home. We had a wonderful, blessed experience. Wonderful, y'all. I just can't say it enough. I'll probably be talking about it in my videos for a while. Y'all just have to deal with me mentioning something about Maine or wherever else I was at, and stuff. But more than anything, God blessed us with a safe, fun, very memorable, never forgetful trip. And we're just so thankful for it, and we are so thankful to be back home. So I just love all y'all. I thank you again for following along with me on that trip. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I know it was a long trip, lots of traveling videos and not cooking and stuff, but I just hope y'all enjoyed it. That's all I can say. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. Buzz and I both are glad we did it. You got to do that stuff while you can, right? So, anywho, I am home. I'm ready to cook something. We are starving for beef and vegetables. That's where we missed out on a lot of that stuff for a month, right? So, we got some here and there, but y'all know we eat a lot of beef and a lot of vegetables goes in our life. They're a part of our life, y'all. So, today I'm going to be doing a combo of that, and that is a good old big pot of Hamburger vegetable soup. So, I get a little bit of both in it. Plus, I'm going to make some cornbread, y'all. I have missed having me a hunk of cornbread. All right? We're going to get started on it, but I got two things here I want to show y'all. I had my daughter Tara checking my mail from y'all while I was gone. And y'all, this is one of the most fun, precious gifts I could have ever gotten. And you'll see why. But it is from, let me see on here. Natanya. I think that's how you say your name. Okay? I hope I'm not ruining the name, because this gift is it's just precious, y'all. Let me put this down here where you can see it a little bit. Look at this t-shirt. Look at it. Oh my goodness, y'all. Am I going to have fun wearing this thing? I am not going to wear this cooking, Natanya. There is no way I'm going to wear this white t-shirt, not even with an apron. This is going to be one of my going out t-shirts, y'all. My cornflower blue Corning wear. Is that not wonderful? Thank you so much. I love it so much. I can't say that enough. When I seen that, I just hollered. I love it. Thank you very much, and I love you for it. I love you for that. And plus, I'm going to make that recipe. I'm not going to say what it is, all right? I'm going to make that recipe soon. Very soon, okay? And then I got one other precious thing of gifts here, y'all. Y'all look, I got me a whole nother set. Uh-oh, I dropped the the measuring spoons. A whole nother set of utensils here with the little crock, the little clay crock thing. Look at that. The whole set. What did I do with it? And another set of the colored measuring spoons and measuring cups. And y'all, I need them because I wear the numbers off of them and stuff cooking so much, right? And that is from Miss Willie. Yes, Willie Lee Martin. Miss Willie, I got your precious, precious letter. You are definitely working for the Lord. There is no doubt about it. You're going to have some jewels in your crown when you get there. God is good, and there is no doubt that you work for Jesus. And I thank you. I love you, my sister in Christ. I love you for the precious letter, for the gifts, and just for being with me in the kitchen. All right? There we go, y'all. I love you. I've been so blessed. I'm blessed all the time. I'm ready to make this soup. We're going to get on with it, all right? And I'm going to make a big old pot because I'm going to share it with my little brother and sister-in-law and their family, okay? So I've got to start off with. All right, let me get y'all going down here. And y'all, this one, it's not measuring. It ain't for measuring. You just put in there what you want. That's why it's beef. That's why it's vegetable. Hamburger vegetable soup, okay? Oh, let me move my Gatorade. I have to start off with, in this big pot, I've got 2.5 pounds of hamburger meat in here, y'all. Ground beef, right? I'm going to get it started cooking. Because, see, I don't like to put my stuff in there and let it start cooking with it. I want some of that grease that cooks out of it, but not all of it. And if I put my seasonings in there and then drain the grease, then I lose all that good seasoning in that fat that I want to keep in there. So what I do is I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to get it started cooking and let that fat start cooking out of there. Let that old heavy beef fat that's in, it's too much, right? You can't leave it all if you've got some fatty hamburger meat going. So I'm going to just let it cook and start getting most of that fat out of there. I'm going to drain it, and then we will go over there and put our first seasonings and the vegetables that we want to cook with our hamburger meat and everything. But I'm going to let it start cooking while I'm chopping on my vegetables. Let me get it over there. Okay, so I got it over there. I'm going to let it be cooking and getting some of that fat cooked out of it. And we're going to work on the vegetables that I picked out for what I want to go in here, okay? This is what I'm going to put in it. I went and dug in the freezer, y'all, and I got out. I think I had one bag of them left, but my frozen whole tomatoes, right? And I got them peeled and everything. I wanted to show y'all. All I do, and it's still almost rock solid. It is. But what I do, remember I do this, I just take them. If you just take it and just cut just a little just get a place started on that skin. If you do that, that skin will just, look, it just comes off of there. And you have, and I'm going to cut that little belly, that end off of it. But, you just have a beautiful whole peeled tomato. And see the belly button thing? I'm going to just take it and just slice it off of there like that. And anyway, the skin is off. It just peels off of it. And you have a whole tomato. So I'm just going to take these tomatoes and drop them in that soup whole when I get ready. They're still frozen. They're sticking together. They're frozen. It don't matter. But if you don't have that, I'm just using them because they're fresh out of my garden. But if you don't have that, you just get a can of the whole peeled tomatoes or the stewed tomatoes, whichever ones you like on it, all right? I would probably use 2 of those in a regular size pot. If I'm doing a big pot like this, I'd put 3 or 4 of them in there, y'all, just because I want the tomato base in it, okay? And it's going to be a thin pot liquor. It's going to be a soup, not a stew. So my pot liquor will be thin because I want to be able to sop it up with my cornbread. But anyway, there's me some tomatoes. I just took them out, however many, right? Well, I had some corn in the freezer. Corn on the cob in the freezer. And this is the corn that when we are putting up corn that doesn't fill out completely. So I save it for what I call cutting corn. And so I just took it, froze it whole, got it out of there, and just rinsed it under some water just enough and took it and cut it off. I got me some fresh whole kernel corn to go in my soup. I've got carrots. I've got celery. How much celery you want in there? How big a pot are you making, right? It doesn't matter on that. You have to put however much you want in there. I needed me a large onion, so I had this piece of this one. I got me, look at there. I'm going to have me some onion in here, right? I've got me, I wish I'd have had a little more, but I had this one piece of orange bell pepper left that's been in there the whole time we've been gone, y'all. Look at that. And it's still fine. It'll work for it. But I'm going to put that in there. We'll get a little bit of that flavor. And I picked me up at the store yesterday one of these bags of the pretty little colored potatoes. You can use the red skin. You don't have to buy these colored ones. You can get the little golden ones, or you can get the little red skin ones, which is most of the time what I have. But I just love these. I just think they're pretty. So I'm going to use those. 1 bag of those. So I've got tomatoes, corn, carrots, potatoes, celery, bell pepper, onion. I've got me some fresh parsley over here I'm going to put in it. And to add to my juice, my pot liquor, I had 1 little piece of a bag of frozen tomato sauce. And it's just a piece of a bag. And I'm just going to put it in there. just to give the pot liquor a little more richness. Okay, that's what I'm doing that for. There's what it is as far as the vegetables and the meat and everything that's going to go in there. So I'm going to sit down here. I'm going to chop it up, get my carrots and celery chopped, and I'm going to cut my little potatoes in half at least. Get my grease drained from my hamburger meat, and then we will transfer over there and start putting in what I want, the next step of it. It's so good to be home, y'all. I know I'm rattling a lot. I sure am happy. And I have missed y'all, missed talking to you. But I've never stopped praying for you. The whole time I've been gone, I've been keeping all of you in my prayers. And just being thankful. I'm just thankful, y'all. God is good. Okay, so I got my meat cooked down enough that I got as much fat out of it as I wanted to. And I just tipped it like that and took me a paper towel, big old wad of paper towels, and poked it down in there and soaked up however much I wanted. So I left myself a little bit to work with so I can brown my meat. I don't want it just steamed. I want a little bit of sear on my meat, right? But I'm going to now take my onions, my celery, and my bell pepper and put in there. First things first, add your celery, your onion, and your bell pepper, okay? And I'm going to let that start cooking in that hamburger meat while it's browning. And let those get all savory in there. They are really good if you do them first with your meat. You don't have to, but I sure like to. I sure do. It just brings out the sweetness in those three vegetables there to add more flavor to your soup. Okay, now I can go ahead and add my seasonings. I've got me some garlic powder here. Now I'm going to season this kind of heavy because that's going to be a big old pot of soup, y'all. So I'm going to season my meat thing heavy. There's me some garlic powder. Got some black pepper. Okay. I'm going to put me some salt in here, but now I have some beef bouillon stirred up in here for my beef broth. You can use regular beef broth in the carton, you know, or do like I'm doing here. It don't matter. But I've got 4 cups right here of broth that I'm going to be adding to this. Anything after that will be water. But because this has salt in it, I'm going to go easy on my salt right now. I just don't want to over salt it. I can add it, but I can't take it out, right? And I get to use some of Christina's smoked paprika that she sent me. I'm going to add a little bit of that in there. If I can get this top open. Well, I'll use the spooning one. Hopefully I don't have a fumble. There we go. A little bit of smoked paprika. Thank you, Christina. Okay. That's all the seasoning thingies I'm going to add to it. I'm going to stir that up in there. We're going to let this cook and let that meat. I got to start seeing some little brown pieces in there. Plus, let my seasoning vegetables cook down a little. So, we'll do that, and we'll come back, and we'll just end up adding everything else to the pot. But this is our base that we have to get ready to make good old, easy, delicious hamburger vegetable soup. Y'all, I can't wait to eat me some. I am so hungry for some country cooking. Y'all just would not believe. I need some grease in my life. I need some grease, some bacon drippings. I need cornbread, beans, ham hocks, fried chicken, chicken fried steak. I don't know. It just goes on and on. We get to thinking about it, and we're like, oh my goodness, It's just funny how people eat so differently in different regions, and it's delicious everywhere. It's delicious everywhere. It's just what your body gets used to feeding it, right? And how you go about cooking it. So, anywho, we ready for some country cooking and eating, y'all. And it's going to be this soup and cornbread tonight. A big old glass of sweet tea. Alrighty, we got us a few little brown spots in here, in there, in here, in there. Am I going to get that right yet? Anyway, I got me a little bit of brown, light brown on my meat, so it's not steam tasting to me. My vegetables are sweated in there. Now we're just going to add everything else. It's kind of hard to see over this. Let me see if I raise it. That helped, didn't it? Duh. I hadn't used my stand in so long. I've been doing all them on the road with Tally Faye videos by hand. There we go. Okay, now you can see in there. All right, everything's sweated down. The meat's brown. It's all seasoned. It's time to just put it all in there, y'all. I've got my carrots chopped up. How many you want? I got my potatoes sliced. How many you want, right? Ain't nothing but a thing, y'all. Got my fresh corn. Look at there. And you can use, you can use the canned corn on that if you want to. Now, here we go with these whole tomatoes. Like I say, they're frozen solid. They're about to start to get thawing. They're starting to get mushy. They'll just cook down in there and have tomato bites all in it. I'm going to go ahead and take my tomato sauce packet that I had in the freezer. Dump it in there. Give it a little bit of tomato richness in that pot liquor. Are y'all ready for the cold weather? Y'all know going up there that the weather was like absolutely amazing, right? That was one of the things we were dreading about coming home, was knowing that it was going to be Texas hot, buddy. But it ain't too bad. Fall's kind of teasing us a little bit. Okay, here I go. I'm going to add this beef broth in here. If you're using one of them cartons, you can just dump the whole thing in there. There's some little chunks of my bouillon. It'll melt down in there. I'm going to get me some water now. Now those tomatoes are going to make water since they're frozen ice, right? So I'm not going to add that whole 4 cups of water to it just yet. Let them tomatoes cook down in there. But let's get this all mixed up. All them little purple potatoes in there, y'all. Ain't they pretty? And then the little red skin ones, and then the little golden ones. Look how that's going to be. When it's all said and done, it's going to be some good eating, y'all. Especially with them home-grown vegetables in it. Now, y'all know I always say that, but the taste is just amazing. But it is good with the canned ones. Don't fret about it. Even the canned vegetables are good in a big old pot of hamburger vegetable soup, y'all. Now, lots of people like to add either the little green peas or green beans. Y'all, I'm not going to tell a story. And I don't know why, but I do not like green beans in my soup. I don't know. It's just a Tally Faye thing. There is nothing wrong with putting green beans in your soup. And I love green beans. I don't know why. I just don't put them in there. But if you want some, put them in there now, okay? Fresh or canned, don't matter. So, if you like the green beans in there, put them in there. Put them in there. You put anything in this soup you want. It's yours to make. It's yours to feed your family. And y'all know what you like, right? But this is a basic recipe on how to get it going. How to get your flavors to marry together, okay? That's what it's all about right there. Just getting everything together. See, I'm not going to add no more water to that, because when them tomatoes start thawing, they're going to create more water in there. Now, one other thing. Got me a big old handful of fresh parsley here. I'm going to take my little herb scissors. I hadn't got to use my herb scissors in a month, y'all. Did y'all like the little apple pie video? Wasn't that fun? I could not stop myself. I had a cabin. I had a kitchen. I had good enough dishes to make it in. and I was going to do it. There was no stopping me. When I seen them wild apples laying on the ground, I just couldn't believe it. Okay. There is me some fresh parsley to cook in there. And that's just going to add that much more beautiful freshness to this soup. There we go. This is a monstrosity of a pot of soup. I guarantee you. Now to make a big old pan of cornbread. Without a doubt. So I'm going to stir that up. I'm going to bring it up to a bubble. Get it bubbling, and then I'm going to turn it down, and we're just going to let it simmer and just let everything cook. Slow and easy in there, and make all that taste go good. I'll taste of it here in a little bit to make sure I've got enough salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, whatever I want. What do you want in it? What do you like in your pot liquor? Right? Put it in there. Put it in there. It's hamburger vegetable soup. It's good, y'all. It's good however you make it. I'll even eat it with green beans, and I ain't saying I won't eat them. Don't think I won't and enjoy them. But I just prefer them not in my soup. That's all. That's all I'm saying about it. So y'all don't get on here fussing at me about not putting green beans in my soup. All right, y'all. I love you. We're going to let it cook. I'm just so happy to be back and just have so much to tell y'all. So much. It's just, you know, I'll try, like I say, I'll try not to go crazy on it. I do have a couple, 3 recipes that I grabbed while I was up there that I'm going to make. That's going to be fun for me. And any of my folks that are up there that watch and are in the kitchen with me. Okay? Let's let this soup cook, y'all. I'm going to stir up a pan of cornbread, have it ready, and we're going to eat. I got to make some tea, too. All right, y'all, I let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Once it started bubbling, I turned it down low and just let it simmer. I did put me a lid on it, you know. You don't have to, but I did. So just because, but look at that beautiful, beautiful pot. Look at all that. Let me stir it around a little bit. I did taste of it halfway through, and I added me some more salt and pepper, and you know, just because I wanted more in there. But you have to, you know, taste of it. Give it a little time to cook, though, so, you know, it gives it time. Ooh, I know that pot liquor's going to be hot. I'll get me a carrot. Maybe I can taste me a carrot. But see, the tomatoes have cooked. Look at them. They're all pieces of bites of tomato in there from those fresh tomatoes like that. But, well, I need to take some up so y'all can see it. Duh. Let me get one of them pretty little purple potatoes in there. Y'all look at that. Look at that. You can't see all the vegetables in it and stuff, but I'll just get me a little taste out of here. I got the cornbread ready. I got some jalapeno cornbread over here baked. Got a good crust on it. That's something else I was craving, y'all, was crust. Fried crust on stuff. I needed me some crust. Woo, Lordy. So, I'm going to be having me a lot of stuff with crust on it coming up. Let's just taste of this pot liquor, y'all. Look at it when I pick it up there. It's got all that good stuff in it. All them garden fresh vegetables. Now, I hadn't tasted of it since I added the other salt and stuff. Oh, the vegetables just Oh, I can't wait to get me a hunk of cornbread and that, y'all. There it is. That made a delicious gargantuan pot of soup that would feed a huge family. That will feed a lot of people. That's why I say I'm going to split it up with my brother and sister-in-law and their family. because there's no way Buzz and I can eat that. So they're going to get to enjoy that. Now, Mary will have to make them a pan of cornbread. I'm keeping my cornbread. Plus, I got jalapenos in mine. I think we're a little bit too spicy for them. So, they'll love this, though. It's perfectly seasoned. Perfectly cooked. Everything's delicious. And, you know, it's as classic a recipe as you can get. Hamburger soup. However you want to make it. You put anything in there you want to. It's your soup to make. But it's hamburger vegetable soup in Tallyface Kitchen tonight. I'm so glad to be back. I love y'all. I hope y'all try it. Give it a try. Especially if you want to have a hunk of jalapeno cornbread with it and that sweet tea. Big old glass of tea. It don't have to be sweet, but you know. We're Southern. We like our tea sweet, right? I love y'all. Take care of each other. Lift each other up. And just be good to each other. Be kind. I love y'all. Thank you so much for everything. All of you. And listen, y'all stay blessed. Eat well. I'll see you next time in the kitchen with Tallyface.